All right, so if you're looking at the music download that we have available at guitarlessons365.com to go with this lesson, you'll be staring at a page that's got 12 open position 7th chords on them. Now, the reason why we're doing these is you'll find a lot of songs that has 7th chords, and a lot of them, if it's like popular music, is probably one of these 12. But it kind of fills in the gaps, gives you some 7th chords of all types underneath your fingers to play before you're actually learning 7th chords up higher the neck with a bunch of bar chords, which is more like intermediate level guitar. So if you can do your regular open position chords, you can do these. So I'm going to work you through them. I just did them kind of, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So it starts with if you see the A and then an MA7, that means A major 7. Now, and then if you see an A and a 7, that is, A7 is another way of just saying it's an A dominant 7th chord. It's usually written just as A7 in chord charts. So if you see some chord charts that you're trying to play, figure out the chords to, and you see A7, what does that mean? It could be any 7. Well, it means dominant 7 if there's nothing between the A and the 7. Then we'll have a lowercase m. In this case, I think we have it on the D minor 7 and the E minor 7. And that is basically, if you have a lowercase m and a 7, it means minor 7th. So we have 3 different types here: a major 7th, a minor 7th, and a dominant 7th chord that we're going to be looking at. All right, so let's start with the A major 7th. Simple enough. It's a 5-string chord. Start on the high E string, it's open. Then the 3rd finger, 2nd fret on the 2nd string. And then the 1st finger, 1st fret, 3rd string. And then the 2nd finger, 2nd fret, 4th string. And then the 5th string open. You don't hit the 6th string, and if you strum those all together, very nice. Major 7th chords are very nice, very mellow sound. And that's an A major 7th chord. Now, if you take the very next chord, all you have to do to get an A dominant 7 from this chord is just pick up your 1st finger, and you make that 3rd string open now. You still strum 5 strings, and you have an A dominant 7 chord, which is dominant 7s are by far the most used 7th chords, so they're really good to know. Now we have a little bit more involved chord here. If you go back to the A major 7th chord, just go back, put your 1st finger back down on this. Move everything up onto lower pitch strings, onto the thicker strings. Just move everything over 1 string. So now your 2nd finger's on the 5th, 1st is on the 4th, and 3rd finger's on the 3rd string. And then you take your pinky and lay it on the 2nd fret on the 1st string. You have an open string in there. You have an open B string in there. And this one's still just 5 strings, so you strum from this 5th string across. And we have a B7 chord. Okay, moving on. If you hold your regular C major open position chord that you should know, if you don't, go to the open position chord lesson at guitarlessons365.com. If you play this regular C major 7th chord, C major chord, all you got to do is pick up your 1st finger. Still strum 5 strings. That second open string creates that major 7th. Very easy. Very nice sounding chord too. If you go back to holding the regular C major chord, this time add a finger, don't take away a finger. Add your pinky to the 3rd fret, 3rd string. And we have a C7 or C dominant 7 chord. All right. Now let's go to the D7, D major 7. I'm sorry. We're going to go. This is going to be just a 4-string chord. So now we're down to just 4 strings. Come from this 4th string, the D string, and you take your 1st finger and bar it from the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd strings. But make sure you don't touch the 4th string right here. Don't touch that. Keep this 1st string away from it. So if you have these barred, and then you just strum, That's a D major 7 chord. Now if we're able to take this note that's in the middle, it's on the second string, and move it back 1 fret. In order to do that, we're going to play the second finger is going to play that second fret on the third string. Third finger is going to play the second fret on the first string, and then first finger is going to play the first fret on the second string. Still a 4-string chord, but now we get that D7 chord. Now, let's pick up our third finger. And then we're going to take our first finger and lay it across both the first and second string at the first fret. Still keeping the second finger at the second fret on the third string. And still strumming 4 strings. And we have a D minor 7 chord, our minor 7 chord. All right, now we're going to go to the E's. If you take, this is going to be a 6-string chord. So you have 3 open strings. The places that you do finger, the first place is going to be this pinky at the second string, 3rd fret. Then on the 3rd string, your first finger at the 1st fret. And then the second finger all the way down to the 5th string on the 2nd fret. You don't do anything with the 3rd finger, but you still have the 6th string is open, every string is struck. Big E7 chord. Now keep your pinky there, and we're going to go back to just how, we held a E minor chord right here with these 2 fingers. Well, to make it more comfortable with this pinky being here, let's do the same 2 notes, but let's hold them with our first and second fingers. And we're going to strum all 6 strings. And we have an E minor 7 chord. All right, now let's go to the G's. Put your 3rd finger on the 3rd fret, 6th string. First finger on the 5th string, 2nd fret. The next 3 strings, the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd, they're all going to be open. Then we're going to reach up. It's kind of a little bit difficult at first, but you'll get it. You got to maybe work with where your thumb's positioned. It might make it easier if it's lower or higher to you. But you need to get your 2nd finger on the 1st string in the 2nd fret. Okay? This next G chord is a lot easier. Leave your 3rd finger here at the 3rd fret, 6th string. 2nd finger on the 2nd fret, 5th string, and then the 1st finger is in the 1st fret on the 1st string. And you got 3 open strings in there again. Strum them all. And we have a G7 chord. All right, so try to get these things memorized as quickly as possible, and it's really going to allow you to play a lot of popular music, along with the basic open chords we've already done and the bar chords. All right? Have fun. Please comment and go to guitarlessons365.com and do what you can to support the site if you enjoy these lessons. Thanks.